person for the job of President of the United States. My unique talents give me the ability to be assertive and diplomatic at the same time. I'm a person who will spike the conversation, who will get politics rolling and stimulate new questions and new answers to our current political dilemma facing our nation. I believe I have a keen understanding of the economy and how to improve where we're at relative to other nations around the world. I believe that our goal at America's Third Party was to create a very strong platform in which would propel the American people forward with new opportunities and a new possibility of creating a better nation, a cleaner environment, and less war. Person for the job of President of the United States. My unique talents give me the ability to be assertive and diplomatic at the same time.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to America's Third Party. I'm David Sponheim. I'm here to give you all I can, considering how our country's been hijacked by the Russians, how they've controlled not only the election, but the oversight of the election by the Democrats and Republicans, and how they've got their deep roots into people like Trump, like Biden, and the people that run the Russian show are Russian Zionists. And they power up people like Putin with lots of money and bribery. We're up against a real big problem right now, and it's even worse because now they're pitching a new world order agenda of gun control. That's right, the very same people that influenced our election are also in favor of a new world order, and they're ultimately trying to get rid of our guns so that they can literally walk in and take over. I'm not kidding. If you're an average American, those are serious allegations that I got to tell you may very well be in play now that our government hasn't done a damn thing to stop the Russian influence. We know for a fact, after the Mueller testimony, that Donald Trump was being blackmailed by Russia over a sex tape. And yes, the dossier is real. We know for a fact that Trump knew that Russian meddling was going on during the election and didn't tell the FBI. In fact, they told him and he didn't even care. And our biggest problem, Dan Coates just resigned. The guy who was in charge of overseeing this is so frustrated he just flat out resigned. And now Trump is stacking the office with pro-Russian groups. So if you think this is a lightweight situation, you may want to rethink. Good evening. And we've got a lot of viewers that carried over from our pre-show. Thank you for hanging out. This is an ongoing effort to raise awareness about America and about what we're all about in America, and fighting this gross takeover of our country is clearly at the front row center position when it comes to building a third party. Now today I exposed something in the pre-show that I'm very concerned about. These are pictures of certain devices that are positioned throughout every city in America except for Seattle. Every city in America has what appears to be a tower with these bells hanging down from it. over about a 5-mile swash of land in high trafficked areas. And they are not 5G transponders like I thought they were. They're positioned every 300 feet for some reason, like 5G would need, but they're not 5G transponders. I'm going to have to contact the FCC and ask what they are, because they're in every city in America. And I've driven through in the past 2 weeks every city in America. I would know. So here they are, all over the place, omnipresent, something so ubiquitous in our face, yet nobody's asked the question, what are they? They're not road lights, no. Nope. There are road lights that are similar, with just 2 hanging on certain areas in Chicago. And I saw some in DC like that. But these are all over the country. They're in Washington, D.C., they're in Philadelphia, they're in Baltimore, they're in Cincinnati, they're in Denver, they're in Toledo. They're all over except Seattle. I've yet to see them in Seattle. What the hell are they? So we'll be asking that question for some time as we progress here. Anyone knows? Feel free to answer the question, but they are like 6 or 7 bells in a row around a tower, and they're everywhere. Whatever they are, we don't know. Now, if the government's using them for surveillance, that's one thing. Somebody said reporting traffic conditions, because they are in high trafficked areas. You can use videos that can manage 2-mile stretches of land, not every 300 feet, to manage traffic. You can see 2 miles in advance on video cameras. So it doesn't make sense it would be traffic management. I thought that too. It does kind of look like video cameras. But why so many? I want to know what they are. I'm going to be writing the FCC and ask them what they are. Maybe they'll tell me. I have no idea, but they're everywhere. That's the spirit, very suspicious. And I can't find any copies of these on the internet. I've been looking up towers, relays, everything. There's no image for these. If you found an image on the internet of what they are, that would solve my problem. But they're like balls or discs or bells, if you will. They could be video cameras. Everyone could be a 3-dimensional video camera extending out in various directions, high definition. But that's a guess. I don't want to guess at anything. I assume they were 5G transponders, but they're not. Google balls. If you know anything about it, feel free to tell me. Right? Some people have 18 fake PhDs they can answer me with. Okay, so I'm glad I took the trip, because I saw them in every city in America besides Seattle. I'll begin to understand what they are when somebody gives me credible responses, but other than that, I'll just have to wait and see. The Dow Jones has responded well to a tremendous drop yesterday. Over 750 point drop yesterday, but today the Dow Jones is back up. We're looking at yesterday's decline, real rapid, but today, a little rocky in the beginning, down, 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 and then gradually up, up, up. 311 points up after over 750 point drop the previous day. So we'll see if that trend continues to be a volatile up and down situation in the stock market. They say the initial drop was due to the fact that Donald Trump has not signed a trade deal with China. That's a pretty good reason. Donald Trump is systematically destroying our relationship with China, and he's doing so for personal reasons. Donald Trump has an extensive amount of loans to China. That's right, he has $650 million in debt, shared debt, to the Bank of China. Here's a link here showing his relationship personally. Now, this is a man who's ruining our economy while he has $650 million in shared debt to the Bank of China. Yeah. So he's got a personal stake in this, and it's costing us, as Americans, up to $200 per person in overcharges at the market. That's what we all stand to lose with this trade war with China. They estimate $200 per year for everyone. And that's just for starters. So you just found yourself $200 poorer as a result of Donald Trump. Thank you very much. Now, Truth Tuesday is kind of one of those days we take on the 9/11 truth story. We also take on the false flag stories that have been happening recently, and a lot of these things have really pitched loud and hard. Yesterday, when the Dow Jones was just dropping crazy, Trump didn't have to talk about the Dow Jones dropping because he had other things to talk about. Oh, gun control. And even he's pissing off some of his Republican supporters because he's still talking about mental illness as being a barrier for gun rights. There's nothing in the Second Amendment that says you have to be mentally stable to own a gun, ironically. Now, I believe that we need to actually stop people who are violent, dangerous criminals from getting guns. But they're going to be able to get them anyway, whether we like it or not. But I do understand the right to bear arms supersedes all that. But when we have violent criminals who want to hurt people themselves or others, I think we have to step in. We have an obligation to at least make sure that there's at least a hoop that they jump through. How that plays out in every state, I don't know. I don't want to step on states' rights, 10th Amendment rights, in the process of pitching gun control, because I'm not going to pitch gun control. I don't believe in it. I think we have to move toward making a better country for all of us, but how many of these events are really happening? That's my biggest concern. How many of these events that have happened over the past 10 years are real and true? I have seen no blood evidence whatsoever in 50 different terrorist attacks. No credible blood evidence I've seen whatsoever. And I've looked. We've spent a lot of time on our show looking at pictures. We found nothing yesterday when we asked people to send us links. We got a live link to an event that happened yesterday that, from the Dayton, Ohio shooting, just showed a guy getting shot by a really fat police officer who happened to have a ready shotgun with a bulletproof vest on within 1 minute of the event. And Max was asking the question, well, why is that person there? Why were there 2 squad cars ready to go with shotguns and full bulletproof gear ready to go? And some big fat guy shot the guy, and now, of course, the shooter's dead, and he will never face trial because he's, dead. And then people have been looking for, it goes on and on. Like the Gilroy Garlic Festival, not one person, the 2 decedents and the shooter, was actually located. Their name didn't exist. Nobody's been able to find them. They don't exist. They were made up names. And without any blood evidence, people are wondering if the Gilroy Festival was real. So if the government's allowed to lie to us, and they are, by the way, under the current law, NDAA, National Defense Authorization Act, they can lie to us. They essentially suspended the Smith-Mundt Act, which prevented propaganda in America. Now they can do German-style propaganda like Hitler did to the Germans to make them think that the Jews were terrible and had to be carted off to the concentration camps. They could do that here with us now, right now. So moving toward gun control is exactly what Adolf Hitler did. Remember, every Holocaust has been preceded by gun control. The power of the state wants to disarm its population in order to take over its population. That's really the underlying motive behind a lot of this false flaggery that's been happening. So it's pretty simple what they're doing, and they're really sloppy too. The pictures didn't even line up on the Walmart shooting recently in El Paso. Photographs are not matching up with the facts. One guy changed his clothes. The alleged shooter would change his clothes midstream, and they have 2 different pictures of him with 2 different types of clothes on. Anyway, a lot of questions, not enough answers, hardly any evidence. That's the common thread that runs through all of these events. So I'm not going to jump to conclusions and say, oh, we need gun control, oh golly, oh no. I'm going to be just very, very smooth here and say, I think we're not really sure exactly what's happening. I'm still at the measured state where I haven't even made a decision because I have hardly any evidence. Very little evidence has been presented in all of these cases dating back to the Aurora, Colorado shooting. That's the common thread too. Very little evidence, and the shooter always dies. No witnesses, no actual eyewitnesses with blood on their bodies that are credible. Only hearsay. Anyway, I've got a plan to create a media verification alliance, but at this point it's just us on the show talking about it. If they could, they would brainwash every one of us. They'd get that brainwash out there and they'd sprinkle it on our brains, and pretty much every one of us would be brainwashed if they had their way. It is not any type of a stretch of the imagination to think that they can't brainwash us either. They can, and they are brainwashing us. Brainwash. I want a deep investigation too. All the shootings. Even Mandalay Bay was very sketchy. The Clark County coroner did not reveal any pictures of any decedents whatsoever. All we had were a few pictures of blood drops in and out of the hospital, and no decedents going in and out. We had photographs of some blood trails. That's all we had with the entire Mandalay Bay shooting. So with all these people being carted off to the hospital, you'd think there'd be photographs of these people. They're not. I've raised another issue that's very suspicious. Remember during the Hurricane Harvey and down in Texas, Houston, they said that they sent FEMA barges to all the locations and they provided relief out there in the FEMA barges. You know, that's very nice to know that they have FEMA barges. And I understand a lot of homeless people were carted off during the Hurricane Harvey evacuation. Yeah, they were moved to FEMA. There's a little problem I have with the FEMA barge concept. Yeah, and I'll show you what I mean. This is just a truth measurement. Yeah. Here's some of the FEMA barges they have. There's not one single photograph in social media of any one of these barges on the inside. The devil is in the details, folks, and there are no details here. Not one person who's been taken on a FEMA barge has ever taken a picture on Instagram or Twitter or anything. Or seriously, there's not one single photograph of the inside of these barges. So that means, by logical progression, that no one has ever escaped the barges to take a photograph and deliver it outside of the barges, because there's been no Wi-Fi communication or cell phones allowed on these things. Why would that be? See what I mean? Questions. Are they just disposing of people on the barges? Whenever a hurricane that they themselves engineer through weather modification decide that they want to just get rid of people? I don't know what they do with illegal aliens when they put them on barges. We know nothing about what's going on right now in the concentration camps that Donald Trump has created at the border with Mexico. Greetings from Norway. Hey, Greek God. It's been a while. Welcome. Yeah, you found a good place to live in Norway. Good for you. You met Gorbachev, Mr. Mo? Wow. Well, Gorbachev seemed like a nice guy, yeah. When Ronald Reagan said, "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall," he meant it. And I'm glad it worked out the way it did. I think passing the torch to Boris Yeltsin was a real bad move, though. I thought that Boris Yeltsin was going to cater to the mob, and they gave the mob's golden child, Vladimir Putin, the reins of the Russian government. Don't make irrelevant statements that don't have any relationship with the show or question my veracity ever again, or I will ban you. Well, I think jelly beans caused Ronald Reagan's Alzheimer's. They say that red dye has a link to Alzheimer's. Seriously. Okay, you found an India Mart high-masting lighting tower? Okay. Let's take a look. You may have found this online. Nope, not the same thing. Nice try, though. Nope. Not the same thing. Good guess, though. But no banana. Yeah, this is specific, and it's designed to be specific for that reason. This is not that. No. Nice try, though. And believe me, these are everywhere. What the hell are they? They're not lighting systems, I assure you. But thank you for trying to look. Well, that's the thing. They could easily be deported via the Rio Grande. Yeah, we could run ferry boats up and down the Rio Grande if it was deep enough. Get your ferry, illegal aliens heading back home, heading on. You'd have like a casino environment. Hey, hola, come in, man. You've been deported. Come on back to the casino and serve chicken tacos. Everyone would love that. But no, really, we have to deal with the ongoing growth of families, familia, at the border. Trump's biggest growth of illegal aliens have been families, not individuals. Familia, yeah. No, we don't support genocide here, Mr. Mo. You better go to the Illuminati channel. Sí, tos tacos, por favor. I don't want to deny people chicken tacos when they want them. I would like the border experience to be a little bit better for the people that are being treated like animals right now. Call me old-fashioned, but I don't think it's okay to lock somebody up in a 45-degree room with no clothes on and take their children's bottle and infant formula away from them. We could use active denial to keep people from crossing the border, but I'm not talking about preventing people from crossing the border. We've got solutions up the yin-yang for that. We got the border fence. Only $1 billion, a 1,000-mile container fence idea that Trump hasn't even implemented, and they just gave him $2.5 billion. That's how incompetent he is. I would have had the fence built by now. Trump's 3 years into this, and he hasn't even built 1 mile of fencing. Steve Bannon did that much. Yeah. I haven't given the blimp plane a name yet. No, it's not my way or the highway. No. I'm very amenable to people questioning my logic, and if you find holes in it, I'm more than willing to admit I'm wrong. The problem is I have almost impeccable logic. That's okay, though. Question away. I'm open to anyone questioning my intelligence as well. I don't lie, no. I try to resolve things with straight answers because we have very little time left. Now, if I called it the Hindenburg, people have said I should call it the Blimpenberg. The Blimpenberg? I don't know. It sounds very negative, like it's going to immolate, start fire. I don't think that we can send people away to their home country without actually feeding them at the border before we send them back. I mean, and we don't want them to die in the process. So we've got a big screening problem right now. Trump is moving them around from one place to another, and ironically, his ex-former chief of staff, John Kelly, recently invested in an immigration detention center. Like he wants to profit from all the illegals now that Trump is now allowing to come into the country, doing exactly what Obama did. I'd like to give their bodies like a shower. Yeah. And I don't mean it in a negative way. I mean, not like the showers Hitler created. No. I mean a real hot shower with a privacy area, and families can take care of their needs in group areas that are segregated, so every family can stay within their own family network. I don't believe we should cage people. We should have outer perimeters so nobody can run, but internal perimeters probably could be more open. But again, we're treating them like dogs. These concentration camps, and believe me, I'm not in any way disagreeing with Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez on this one. I actually believe that she's right about this. But she's going about it for publicity. I really believe there is a problem of serious nature. Concentration camps at our border right now. We know for a fact that Donald Trump has purposely ignored a child deportation problem. 4,500 kids have been separated from their families and can't even find their mom and dad. That's pure incompetence. That's what that is. And it's still going on. They're not being fed. Their process is food and organ harvesting. Wow. That's pretty sad that you'd even say that in our show. Are you some sort of well, of course you are. You're a eugenicist / slash mass murderer. Dr. Meow claims he's personally involved in the death of, what was it, 6,500 people? I don't even know how you sleep at night. I'm not going to ask for an organ transplant from somebody who's been, offed at the border because they went through the wrong gate. I am not obtuse. I'm very, very upfront, to the point. I shoot from the hip. They don't allow gays to have babies genetically, but socially they do. What about this, Mr. Mo? What about allowing gays to have children the opposite their sex? Would that be okay? Compromise. Gay guys having a gay boy, I find a little weird. Do you know how hard it is to find anything on the market? Yeah, anywhere you go, it's hard to find anything on the market. I have a hard time locating halibut cheeks, my favorite food item. Now with the near extinction of the halibut on Earth, halibut cheeks have become a real delicacy. I think gay folks are great people. I don't have anything wrong with gay people at all. I think they just shouldn't control politics because they're a deviant group. They're not the norm. If gayness was the norm, I'd be, remiss in saying that, but they're not. They're only 5% of our population are gay. And Hot Rails, you might be one of those. You appear more gay every day. Your innate misanthropy, it seems like misogynistic attitude toward women has been evident in the show every single day you chat. You claim women smell. Everyone smells. There's not one person on earth that doesn't smell. How degrading to say that women smell. Who the hell are you? All right. Everybody in the world smells. You smell. Exactly. My father always used to have an expression. He said, yeah, I'm not going to repeat what he said because it was rather rude. And my dad rarely ever said anything rude. Okay, we've got a serious problem where one of the world's most important models has died. This is old news, but it's still very real, and it reveals the truth about pedophiles and their power. Natasha Jade Bio was sexually abused, and there are all kinds of people that believe that she was killed because of her knowledge of pedophiles in and around Hollywood and in the scenes that she was involved with. She was born in Buenos Aires, Argentina. She died 41 years old in near Buenos Aires. She had 2 children. She was a model, actress, host, and presenter, and a variety of other things that she did. Her life story is pretty out there, but she was a supporter of sexual erotic content on the Playboy TV screen in 2007. Causing a stir by having an orgasm live on the program. She did testify on a case of sexual abuse of minors. She reported sexual abuse, and then she died. That's pretty much the story of this famous woman. Here is her story if you want to read about it. It's compelling and seems to have been forgotten by the mainstream media. A lot of things are being forgotten by the mainstream media. Like everything on this page was forgotten. Look at that. Trump plans on visiting El Paso and Dayton, where he won't be universally welcome. So now Trump is trying to capitalize on this false flag in Dayton, Ohio. And instead of calling it a false flag, he's trying to use it as a way of discussing gun control. So you Republicans must really be reeling in your pants going, I don't understand why Trump would be supporting gun control. I don't get it. Trump is a New World Order puppet, you Republican idiots. You didn't get the memo? He will be pushing gun control ASAP. I assure you, he will do whatever his handlers tell him to do. I heard an NPR story where they had people in the background ranting, do something, do something, do something. Like gun control is going to stop people from acting violent. What's preventing somebody from getting gasoline and pouring it on an entire crowd of people and lighting them on fire? I'm not suggesting that, but come on, you're not going to be able to ban guns and stop crimes. Okay. Please don't mention that person's name on the show. Thank you. Well, the fish in Northern Ireland are changing colors because it's a leprechaun time. And it's a good time for leprechauns to change colors. Now that's really derogatory and cost you another mute. So he's going to try to capitalize on the story just to make more and more mileage out of that instead of talking about why the economy's collapsing. Well, isn't that super special? Okay, I just got to bring up the news. Thank you. It took me a while just to get in here. NBC News, worldwide news. Oh no, more headlines. Ever since I didn't join Google News, now they're sending me information that's completely irrelevant to where I am. It's so funny. Okay, here we are. Dave, do you hate Irish people? I like Irish people. Huh? Calling me a racist Nazi is Wild Bob for America. Okay, some El Paso residents say Trump isn't welcome after the mass shooting because they see him as a white supremacist or something. Okay. India's lower house passes bill to strip Kashmir of statehood. Wow. Good luck with that. What we now know about the El Paso mass shooting victims? The death toll rises to 22 as victims succumb to injuries. Wait a second. It was 9 dead, 18 injured. Now it's 22 or 21. They're dropping like flies and not one single photograph of anybody in a hospital or being taken to a hospital either. How about that? God, can you believe that? Like we're supposed to believe the death toll is rising on its own? They're dropping like flies in the hospital, everybody. But no, we have no comments from the doctors because they're not allowed to speak. Yeah, it's like, I don't want to look at that. It rises to 22. 2 more victims of the El Paso mass shooting on Saturday succumbed to their injuries, bringing the number of people killed in the incident to 22. I'm very sorry if these people really did die. I mean, but I didn't do it, so I'm not that sorry. I'm sorry for their loss, but it's not my fault. Yeah, there's no way we're going to stop tragedies if these are real tragedies, but yet, without any blood evidence, are they real? I don't know. No blood at all. No, there's never any blood in any of these photographs. It's a common thing. It makes every sense in the world to keep guns, to defend ourselves against aliens or illegals or Russia. Are you Democrats working for Russia like Trump is? Because you seem to want to somehow get rid of all our weapons and make us vulnerable. Just admit it. You Democrats are Russian sympathizers, aren't you? Well, if we are attacked by aliens, and I don't believe in aliens, as you know. Hi, Sarah. This is Sarah.
Yes, I'm Sarah.
I don't believe in aliens, but if we were attacked by aliens, I would have to actually resort to the Second Amendment to defend my nation and me from attack. We have taken over your universe. You are a piece of crap for voting two parties. You are the problem. Guess 469.
A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
About the Second Amendment do you Democrats not understand? Okay? And same with you Trump tards who believe that Trump is helping by stopping anyone with a bump stock. Banning bump stock is the most absurd thing he even did. Anybody can duplicate bump stock with their thumb. If you've ever fired a weapon, your thumb could be bump stock. Bottom line is 250,000 people a year, 250,000 people a year die at the hands of a bad doctor or bad sterile technique. 25 to 29,000 people die of gunshots.
Did you read that article yesterday? Maybe
Which one?
not.
Which one?
That mosquitoes kill more people
Than
in
guns.
the world than humans kill each other. At
Really?
least
So
murder?
mosquitoes are killing people more than humans are killing people.
Yeah,
So
because
we should
of
ban mosquitoes.
Worldwide malaria, yeah.
We should ban mosquitoes, yeah.
I hate mosquitoes.
See, the problem with these Democrats is they don't want to honor our Bill of Rights. They want to violate our freedom of speech by telling us what political correctness should be. And they want to violate our right to bear arms and have militias, which is ridiculous. I believe the Democrats are a party of nothingness. They have become useless. They won't solve the problem with homelessness. They've never built a solid solution there. They haven't saved the environment. My God, it's being polluted left and right under their control of the House. They're still allowing corporatism and industrial pollution to go on. The Democrats have become absolutely useless.
Yes, True Blue has the link for us. From Smithsonian Magazines, mosquitoes kill more humans than human murderers do. It's pretty crazy. I think it's just... I do not like mosquitoes. I can say that. Here's the link. Thank you, True Blue. I appreciate that. Oh, exactly. Yeah. That's it. That's the well-regulated militia. It's really about the security of a free state, and really about so that the government doesn't... It's about being able to have a separation of a government if the government no longer is free. Because that was one of the big issues during the Revolutionary War, was that they wanted to take all the weapons from the people, and they wanted only the government to have the weapons. Wait, that wasn't it. Sorry about that Globe Intel link. That was not what I was trying to do. I was trying to get the link for the Smithsonian one. There we go. The worst is malaria. Kills more than 600,000 people every year. Another 200 million cases incapacitate people for days at a time. Threatens half the world's population. Causes billions of dollars in lost productivity annually. Other mosquito-borne diseases include dengue fever, yellow fever, and encephalitis. Wow. Is he not like that every night, Hot Rails? He did go to a buffet today, so maybe that's it. No one has tried to take my arms away. I did have a little bit of sugar today. I had a couple of cookies, but I had it on at top of a full meal at the end of my buffet. And I'm trying I'm working on laying off the sugar myself. Maybe, Dr. Meow, maybe. They took out the militias after Waco, just no one paid attention until Bundy Ranch. True. Maybe he had some bad meat. Maybe. Sour squash. There was zucchini and yellow squash, which I ate as well. Or maybe that's just David. I don't feel like I've lost weight, Wild Bob, for America. I feel like I've actually gained a little weight. I just carry it all down in my stomach and not in my face, thankfully. Oh, you need some love? Well, David says if I say I love you, then you can become a total stalker, and I don't want to encourage that. But, there you go. I love humanity. So since you're human, I can love you like a human. They're closer to curing diabetes? Nice. Fish and Toe says Americans who want guns only want to maintain the first place status as being the world's murder leaders using guns? No, that's not true. Hot Rails, that's not the case. I really don't feel like it's about that. It's more about American independence. That's what it's about. It is a lot about independence, gun ownership. And not everyone, like, here's the problem, one of the problems is that if you carry a gun, you think everybody else carries a gun. Most people don't carry guns around. Most people aren't murderers. In fact, yeah, the majority of people don't go around murdering people. The majority of gun owners don't do that. You're right, Dr. Meow, probably right. I should ask you to cite your source, but Dr. Meow says the USA sells weapons to the world. That's their number one asset. That is true, that we probably do sell a lot of weapons to the world. According to you, Push and Toe? I don't carry my weapons around, Mr. Mo. Thank you. I love you as a friend. I love all humans as friends and as people that need love. I know. Ooh, pancreas regeneration. That's pretty cool, Wild Bob. I hope you get pancreas regeneration soon, but realize that sugar is bad for you even if you are able to regenerate your pancreas. That's kind of difficult to do, Mr. Mo. Just reaching around there. No, I don't think that's good. I suppose you could, Mr. Mo, but I just don't. It's difficult to take it out. Well, I guess they do have these arm holsters. Why don't you Google it and give me the links to what you Google? Good point, Dr. Meow, yeah. Forget sharks and mosquitoes. Snails are the world's deadliest animals. Snails? Snails? Tape them out. Snails. Oh, mosquitoes and snails. Sharks kill 10 people a year, lions 100, crocodiles 1,000. Mosquitoes kill more people than the rest of the list put together. Where's the snail one? God, I hate mosquitoes. Stealthy snails. Humans wipe out. Schistosomiasis caused by freshwater snails. Chagas disease, sleeping sickness, and rabies are also responsible for thousands of deaths each year. I don't know if it's skits or anyway. 10,000 deaths a year, spread by tiny parasitic snails living in rivers and lakes in subtropical and tropical regions across the globe. They burrow into human skin, moving closer to the abdomen to lay their eggs. Whoa, I am so glad I don't live in subtropical or tropical regions of the world. Oh, goodness. Thank you. Yes, I have heard Bill Gates or is Elon Musk working on banning the mosquitoes? My sister told me about a thing that was like funded by the Gates Foundation, which is called Spartan Mosquito something, but it's a way to attack mosquitoes and attack the way they replicate. No, do not put anything on my face. No, I don't do any of that stuff. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you worked to delete D. Maybe with their wives, Mr. Lester? I don't know. Oh, I just realized your name. I'm gonna ban you too. If only. I guess you have to take them on a vacation to the tropical or subtropical regions of the world. Be like, it's a liberal vacation. You might be right, Hot Rails. Women don't have anything to offer men anymore, you said? That's... yeah, because I don't cook, so... You haven't been to a Chinese food buffet in a whole long time. I don't think you're missing much. I realized I said his name in my head, his complete name, and I didn't like it, Victory for Cake, so I banned him. Alright. I think I could look up at the news, but I hear there's a lot of shootings going on that David claims are false flags, and I'm just glad they haven't happened in my neighborhood, so that's good. See, exactly. Men don't need women anymore, and vice versa. So I'll ask you what is going on in your life. That's to me more exciting than what's happening in the entire world and how life affects you. You feel like we're at war? Who are you at war with, Wild Bob? Exactly. David doesn't see a picture, so it doesn't exist. Or if the picture, if he, even if he sees a picture in it, there's no blood, then it doesn't exist. A place in town painted their building red, and David's like, that's blood red. So if you guys need to know what color to add to your photos, figure out the place in town that has that same color. Oh. Is that what you were trying to... Somebody else was trying to link that to. I don't know. Nope, Victory for Cake, he can make another name. The Walnut Grove home. So Jessica Yaniv was raided by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police last night. Yaniv had some kind of live appearance on Blair White's YouTube channel, brandishing and demonstrating the functionality of a taser, and claiming to be fully aware of its illegality. Tasers are prohibited for civilian use under the Canadian Firearms Act. An increasing scrutiny has been applied to even the police use of electroshock weapons following the 2007 death of Polish-Canadian immigrant Robert Jaikansky due to a heart attack induced by an RCMP taser. Wow. Wow. And she's been yeah, I don't like your name either. Get a different name. Is it close to beer 30? I don't know. I don't drink beer. Sarah, hi. Do you teach high school or teens? Just wondering if the girl teens are more deceptive. I think you need to change the B as in boy to a V as in Victor. I'm not, no, I don't teach high school or teenagers. I'm not really. The people I teach don't curse. So, there you go. But I don't really teach teenagers. I have, but I don't. Did I know that 8chan Host Corporation is in Washington State? I did not know that. No, corporal punishment is illegal in Washington State for educators. Parents can still parent their children. Weird thing is Russia has more restrictive gun laws. Well, I would assume that they do, because then the government, and when the government or the criminals are the only ones with the guns, then the populace can live in fear. I completely disagree, Victory for Cake. If a child has reached the age of reason, then you don't need to have corporal punishment. And if they haven't reached the age of reason, you need to realize that, or they have issues with reasoning, they need help, and corporal punishment is not going to help a child. Neither, Ping. Spent for you as a child? What are you even saying? If that's true, Victory for Cake, I'm very sorry for your brother. I think half are hot rails. And not all, but probably, half of women might be taught that. No, I won't, Scranton. I don't really like your name either. Seven, 8, 9, True Blue, 10. Yeah, exactly. Your brother needed to be taught a different way, not have corporal punishment inflicted on him. If you say he was dyslexic, needed to stop and learn, take time. Wow. And I grew up in a when I was really young, I was in a religious school the first year or two, and they definitely was the threat of paddling. I think my sister said it happened to her. It didn't really happen to that. They never paddled me. I think they might have banged it on a desk once, but. I'm sorry school was not good for you, Hot Rails. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I think I'm
I
back,
don't
ready to
like
go.
you either. I've been just banning a lot of people.
Oh, okay, great.
If I don't like their name, they get banned tonight.
Well, you have that right.
No. No, Hot Rails. Did that happen to you?
No.
I'm so sorry if that did.
Yeah, he's been traumatized by the
man, I
education
can see
system.
why you don't like the education system if those things happen to you.
He's a victim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do understand I'm very fortunate to work at a school where we care a great deal about our students.
Right.
We talk about what's best for students and what's
Hot
best for
Rails
kids.
got punched in the face by 2 teachers.
Oh my goodness.
Punched.
I am so sorry.
Forearmed in the mouth. Wow. Maybe you deserved it, Daryl says. Yeah. Yeah, did
No
you?
one deserves that.
You never deserved to be hit in the mouth by a teacher. No. Thank you, Sarah. You're awesome. We don't believe in violence against children.
Especially someone in a position of authority. I understand police sometimes have issues where, but even police have to be held accountable for their actions. Anyway, teachers that's not their.
Yeah. Some people are some people are trying to kill their.
I'm very sorry for the people that have been hurt like that.
She's very sorry for the people that have been hurt like that. And many of you are covering a lot of your terrible encounters with beer and alcohol and drugs and trying to make it feel better by inebriating yourself and anesthetizing yourself to the reality that you've been violated.
It inspires me to stay in the classroom to prevent someone like
Oh, yeah.
from being in the role.
Like you said, one bad experience takes lots of good experiences to make up for, but
It does.
if you keep up the good experiences, you won't have bad experiences.
Yeah.
This could be like Mr. Rogers. We could talk about it in a way that Mr. Rogers explained it.
It's how do you heal from something like that?
And when you're
it's
inside,
just-
and I know.
yeah.
And the children are their voices are suppressed by the teachers. Happened to me too, Sarah. It's a horrible thing. It's been going on in our public education system for years. If only everyone was like Mr. Rogers, the teachers would be great,
I need to watch more Mr. Rogers and be more like him. I already am like him.
You are a female version of Mr. Rogers. You could be Miss Rogers, Ms. Rogers, Ms. Hart.
I'm hard.
She's Ms. Hart. That's right. Like my brother of Lash, who was dyslexic, he had his arm broken, is now an accountant. What does that have to do with his arm being broken? He became an accountant. I was never touched by the public system. I vomited throughout the whole process. I fought it, and I eventually succeeded at overcoming brain control and mind wash by the public school system. Yeah. I realized at a young age what was happening, and I could tell you that this is not something that should be happening. Our country shouldn't be brainwashed at a young age. We came up with a way in which the government can actually inspire people to build businesses and create new opportunity, and we created hybrid capitalism to do just that. Now that's the brainchild of my creativity and Sarah's creativity, trying to grasp the problem holistically as opposed to looking at it from a socialist perspective or a communist perspective, which really are dated ways of looking at the way our economy is right now. And what hybrid capitalism offers is a way for the government to get money by simply selling things, like making generic pharmaceuticals for people that really need them at an affordable price, which currently they can't buy them at. And then the American government gets money back, and we don't have to tax you people as much. That's one way of solving problems. We came up with these ideas not by living in the box. They're out of the box concepts. So if you step out of the public school system and want to do something on your own, you have to either really succeed at it, or you have to accept the hard knocks of not succeeding. So it's really up to you. If you want to stray from the crowd, you will face obstacle after obstacle. If you go through the rigor of getting your bachelor's degree and going on to get a higher degree like Sarah did, or getting a job full time, that will be your life. That'll define who you are. But you will have more money than otherwise, just so you know. So those are your options. Otherwise, you're going to have to accept less in life, because it's not easy to make it on your own in a sustainable way. But what this is designed to do is to get you guys a place to live, a basic income of $500 a month minimum. That's our baseline plus concept. A home that you can own outright and call your own and pass it on to your family in the future. You'll also get a chance to get a job in our homestead renewal plan, which could very well be a chance to own a house as well. Anybody who has any skills at all, lifting a paintbrush, will be able to work for $15 an hour in this plan. Now, these are brainchild ideas from outside of the box. If I were a part of the public school system and I had dedicated my life to living in the paradigm of the two-party system, I couldn't come up with ideas like this. You have to step out of the box to realize that it's a simple fix. We just have to put our own existing programs to work. Homes right now could easily be purchased by the government and fixed up and turned and flipped. And the government would flip houses under this plan. And we talked about your use of the N-word in the show, and as you know, I have ChatDar, which smells that out instantly. I always get rid of the N-word anytime it pops up in the room. Mark is allowing it for some reason, but I don't think it's appropriate here. You won't have vehicles if Bernie Sanders is successful. All of your cars will be taken away and crushed in the Cash for Clunkers 2 Revisited program. They don't want anyone to have a car. ChatDar was created by me. It is not currently trademarked. We talked about that, Ann. Now it's a mute. There you go. You know, there is a tank for sale right now in Cincinnati off of Highway 90. Yes. I believe you made 1.2 million from attacking our show. Yes, I know. So you're a hater of gay people? Victory for Cake is finally coming out of the closet of homophobia. You actually run gay people and you organize mobs out of your home. And you're in, what, Romania? Is that right? Or Bulgaria? Where you run the gays out? This is the original ChatDar, made in the USA by David Sponheim. Oh, so you're like the Russians. You despise gays there. There you go. See, it takes one country can do whatever they want with their own country. I mean, I'm not here to export our view of how we treat people. We wouldn't do that here. No. I have gay couples living all around me. Oh, yeah. I'm surrounded by a mix of burn-tards who love gayness. Do not refresh, folks. You will not be coming back. The chat's being DDoSed right now. Mark is trying to shut down the chat. He gets a lot of money to do this, so bear in mind, you always have Cool Rock. I was in Cool Rock all day today when I got back, and I've been there ever since. It's my website. I created coolrock.com in 1995 to be a backup social media forum for people who just don't want to be tagged on the internet like Facebook is doing. We have a simple plan of just giving people a chance to participate in the news. This is our site. I can do anything with it. It's my template. Here's all sides, media from all three sides of the media. A Nobel Laureate Medal of Freedom recipient, Toni Morrison, died Monday at the age of 88. She wrote about the African American. That's nice. So the left says towering novelist of the black experience. And the centrist says Toni Morrison, first black woman to win Nobel Prize for Literature, dead. And the right, Toni Morrison, whose soaring novels were rooted in black lives. Okay, so different sides of the subject. Trump is to visit El Paso and Dayton. Yeah. Graham is pushing a bill in response to weekend's mass shootings. So Lindsey Graham, the Russian receiver he gets Russian money to get reelected. He's also a big, strong supporter of Donald Trump and the Russians. Yeah, he wants us to be disarming ourselves. He wants to get rid of weapons, apparently. He's going to make it so they're going to set up a grant to prevent mentally ill people from getting guns. So here he is caving in to gun control. Huh. Greater background checks. Wow. So that's about it. You know, you can kind of sum it all up in dump Trump. Yeah, he's just not doing anything for our country. Our economy is languishing. Dow Jones is topsy-turvy, up and down. Yo-yo economics is in play right now. Wow, we've got a Periscope show, and we had Busy 53 in here a couple minutes ago. We all love you as a friend. Sarah, did you get some sun? Yes. Yep. Cool. Busy was in talking to Sarah. That's kind of cool. Well, let's be clear. Yeah, so I spend my time on Cool Rock just to keep busy. That's where I actually watch the show now. I was telling people in the show earlier. This is the only way I can watch the show. Okay, update. Alleged predator Jessica Yaniv has been arrested. Whoa. According to the National Post, after Monday afternoon Blair White live stream in which the prohibited weapon was brandished, Yaniv was arrested and brought to an RCMP holding cell. I don't really care. Why am I getting Canadian news? Keeps coming to me. And the death toll is risen to 22 people, allegedly, and not one proof of a dead person. Okay. We're supposed to buy all this. We're supposed to believe it all. Wow. You know, I take a very simple approach. If I see something with my own eyes that looks credible, I begin to believe it. Until then, I'm not one of these people that's going to jump on board some wild theory that some gunman is killing people without any blood evidence. I'm doing very well, thank you. I'm very sorry for people that are being killed. Don't get me wrong, but no, I don't believe in I don't believe in death. No, I think that's your IP blocks Cool Rock. Well, go to Opera. Use Opera. Yeah, I think your internet provider won't block it. It's just the browser that's blocking it. That's my take. Okay. We got a little story from the hinterland here. Ooh. Oh, sorry. Wrong story. Diane Linkletter and Carol Wayne, the mystery surrounding their deaths, 1969, 1985. Whoa. Yeah. Okay, this is a little too much for me to process. Last night we featured part 1 and part 2 of the Manson family's killing of Sharon Tate and the LaBiancas. Now I'm beginning to look at the Carol Wayne and Diane Linkletter mystery. What happened? Linkletter blamed his daughter's death on her use of LSD and gave up his media career to crusade against LSD and other drugs. But an autopsy of Diane Linkletter ruled out drugs as the cause of her death. Now, yeah, Carol Wayne was a beautiful, buxom TV star. Appeared on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. Bubbly matinee lady. She's very funny. When Carson complained to NBC that a 90-minute nightly program was too much for him, the network gave it to his biggest star, Cash Cow, and Tonight Show was cut to 60 minutes. Then later, Carson cut back. Lost in the Shuffle was Carol Wayne. Little time for comedy sketch material and other things. She hit the skids. She developed a cocaine and alcohol addiction problem and found work as an escort for a Hollywood area businessman. On the night of January 10th, 1985, Carol Wayne checked into a Santiago Bay Mexican hotel with a Los Angeles car salesman. When the man returned to Los Angeles the next day, Carol Wayne was not with him. They had argued that evening before, and Carol supposedly stormed out of the hotel to take a walk along the beach. She was afraid of water and could not swim. Later, her body was found by a fisherman. I remember her. She was really funny. Gosh, what a sad tragedy. So we take on some of these weird stories on Truth Tuesday. Sure. And like I said, I'll be playing part 3 of the Manson family genre video tonight, I hope. See if I can get that queued up. No, apparently it's not in the lineup. There it is. Yeah, I'll be looking at this story, which is really interesting. Manson, had all kinds of weird twists and turns about his life. And I've often wondered what the truth is about Manson, but this is part 2 of the Manson Lost tapes we'll be playing tonight in our evening show. And the evening shows turned out really, really well now. It's fun. I enjoy it, and I enjoy the 3 hours, not the 4 hours. I was playing 4 hours at one point, and it got to be a little bit over the top. You now have to have a VIP account in order to see and interact with Chad and Vaughn. Okay. Well, I don't think you need to do that. Yeah. I don't think Ad the One has a VIP account. Neither does CBD Man or my beautiful cat Fluffy. So, CBD Man is in here. He's not a VIP. You guys can still see the show. Oh, you cannot see Chad and Vaughn live? Well, go here. Yeah, you should be able to see it there, and use the Opera browser. Okay. Yeah, go to coolrock.com. So here we have great new ideas for the country, out-of-the-box ideas that I've developed with Sarah, and we wrote a book called Hybrid Capitalism. You can get it on Kindle. It's a 99-cent download. But we really believe that the key to getting our country rolling is to not suck your money out of your tax dollars every year. We believe the best way to get the country rolling is to get the government to run more like a business. It's a very simple concept, but it's never really been put into effect in this country because of various barriers, namely the socialism context. I don't support socialism. I don't believe that we should ever have the government have greater control than the private sector. And the government should not have unfair advantage. That's a key factor here. That otherwise you're looking at socialism. Truly. Yeah, so you're in Vaughn. Apparently everybody lost connection to chat. Okay. Mark found out that I was chatting in my own chat room. I should be in the chat room. Anyone see this? And I'm posting, anyone see this? We'll see if anybody sees it. I've got quite a few people in my refreshed chat room. They'll answer in just a second. Mark realizes that, we can sidetrack any one of his moves, and we can also create our own website. Yeah. It's possible no one saw it. Yeah, Mark may be shutting down his servers right now, folks. Yeah, in realistic terms, we're dealing with... Dave, we can get into other rooms, just not your room in Vaughn Live. Ah, there you go. There you go. You're right. Wow. All I have to say is wow. Yep. So apparently nobody can see our show now in the Vaughn chat room. So you guys want to move over to iVlog, feel free. That's amazing. Yeah, I'm going to go over to America's Third Party and just check that out. Yeah. Yeah. You're here now at iVlog, though. Good going. Hang out there. It is, man. I told you. I told everyone about this. Yeah. It's serious. They're tightening the screws on this guy. They really are. Cool. Nice. We have a few people chat on our chat show right now. Great. Who let the dogs out? So if you're not worried about anyone seeing your IP, you can certainly go to this location. Say you're running through a VPN, you want to chat, you can go to America's Third Party and put a chat in there. We've got a standing chat room right now. Anybody can come in under any name. Chat is working now. ATP Campaigner says chat is working. Huh. Interesting. Okay, let's hit refresh on your page to see if it's a problem. If you refresh your browser, and if you're on CoolRock, refresh your CoolRock page. Now you're up and running. Okay, good. All right, so we have other ways of communicating. I finally I just refreshed CoolRock. That got me back online. Yeah, we're using coolrock.com as our place to hang out and talk about things. So anyway, when you talk about America's Third Party, don't forget to mention that we've got a great plan for jobs in America, installing solar panels and building houses up, renovating them. And considering there's 18 million houses that are empty, ready for renovation in this country, and about 5 million homeless people, I think we've got a possibility that at least 1 million people might get a house. Let's start with that, okay? Yeah, that's a real possibility. So I'm shooting for 1 million jobs there and possibly about 500,000 in the solar panel installation area. So 1.5 million jobs out of that plan. Anyway, yeah, let's get back on the track here. You're having another cat named Odin? Oh, really? What happened to the first one named Odin? I would think that you'd want to keep one name per cat. You're going to get confused. You won't even appreciate the first Odin when the second Odin dies. Not that that's something I want to have happen, but... Yes, that's a censorship tool that Mark is using. Yeah, if any of you are having problems, it would just convert over to iBlog or post at any questions you have at our main site. We have a place to post. Right. You're sending me a picture to Lost Connections at chat? Okay, thank you. I'm not sure why you're sending that, but whatever. Thanks, True Blue. Yeah. Email from Vaughn. Third Potter just went live, yeah. He's just messing with us. There's a lot of things going on that I can't explain other than Mark has to answer to somebody who's giving him money. And he must be doing this to make it seem like he's doing something. Yeah. He has to make it seem to people like he's working for the money and millions of dollars they've given him. You got to understand, he made a deal with the devil, and when you go down that road, there's not a lot of wiggle room. Yeah, I'm not encouraging anything like that. It's just that's the way it is. And that's the way it is. The truth is, all these people in the mainstream media, too, have made deals with the devil. Even Walter Cronkite, he claimed he was a Satanist. Yeah. There's a video of Walter Cronkite talking about he's proud to be at the right hand of Satan.
World government is the structure necessary for global justice.
I'm in a position to...
World government is the structure necessary for global justice.
I'm in a position to speak my mind, and by God, I'm going to do it. First, we Americans are going to have to yield up some of our sovereignty. That's going to be, to many, a bitter pill. Today, we must develop federal structures on a global level. To deal with world problems, we need a system of enforceable world law, a democratic federal world government. Most important, we should sign and ratify the Treaty for a Permanent International Criminal Court. Pat Robertson has written in a book a few years ago that we should have a world government, but only when the Messiah arrives. He wrote, literally, any attempt to achieve world order before that time must be the work of the devil. Well, join me. I'm glad to sit here at the right hand of Satan.
Okay. There he is, fighting for a world government back in the day. Walter Cronkite. Now that's the way it is. August 6, 2019. Okay. Thanks, Walter. We don't support that theory. Walter was a devil worshiper. He was also a CIA agent. Yep. We were all messed with on the room. Yeah, we're being selectively censored, Huang Guang. I'm amazed it takes all of you people this long to understand what I've been saying for 2 years. I don't join the Illuminati. I would not know. You're watching from Cool Rock. Well, now you know why I created Cool Rock, so many of you can see the show, despite all of its, antagonism from Mark and other people. We have certain filters in place that prevent anyone from attacking our show. We have a very open site. We're not mining anything off your site. It may say an unsafe site because it's not an HTTPS, but that's ridiculous. We never ever mined anything off of those sites. Cool Rock is completely a non-cookie harvester. Well, let's be clear. Yeah, we've had a lot of fun so far. Coming back from the trip has been a blast. I haven't stopped since I got here. So I've been working just like I was on the trip every day. I had a lot of work to catch up on lawn work. I had a lot of watering to do because it's summertime out here. And I want to keep my grass looking green. Please refrain from saying such horrible things about me. Thank you. Otherwise, bad things will happen to you and you'll be sent to hell. Just kidding. Or am I? Yeah, CBD Man says I love Cool Rock and all of the interactive toys. Exactly. Hogslammer likes Cool Rock too. Everyone's loving it, what I've done here. And this is just the work of me traveling around the country finding really cool things back in about, I'd say, 10 years ago. And then adapting them to what we need and make it, the simpler the better. And the nice thing about Cool Rock, you can move anything you want around. Adjust it any way you want. Let me show you. I've shown other people, but this is like amazing stuff. This is cutting edge technology. You want to move a button around? Move a button around. It's your page to do whatever you want with. And when you refresh the whole page, it pops right back just like it was normal. Then you have to ditch the ads here. And now Steve is using this as a way of getting money. I'm so glad. He must notice that all the traffic coming to our site. Because I noticed for a while he didn't have any advertisers, but now he's getting some advertisers, and I'm happy about that. We don't pay to be on Scraplet. It's a free program that we use, and it's fantastic. I really appreciate the simplicity of what he's done. And we were, in the early days, worried about security breaches. And the nice thing about this site he's developed, it is secure in so far as it is like a thin layer on top of the internet. It's like looking through a little filter so that everything's a little easier. My VPN won't even pick up my screen. If I go to my show right now, because I'm running through a VPN, if I'm going to my show right now, I can't get into my own room. But when I go to Cool Rock, I can. So there you have it. It's got a filter that kind of glazes past the Cloudflare filters against VPNs. So it's really cool. You don't have to attend any AA meetings. Are you an alcoholic, Hot Rails? Because you seem like a guy who could be. Lack of structure, unwilling to take commands from others, difficulty with authority figures. A sure recipe for alcoholism. Yeah. Yeah, it takes care of the video and Vaughn for chat. I know. Well, I love Flash. I was hoping Flash would stay in place. iVlog is only to give us Flash for about another year. I don't have a desire to kiss your ass. If you're looking to vote for me, it's not because I'm going to kiss your ass. I'm not like an average politician. I'm politically direct. I'm not going to kiss your ass to get your vote. I could care less. My cat Fluffy took a long time just getting in. I am average. I'm an average voter. I'm an average citizen with a highly above average IQ. So high, I really don't know what to do with it. Yeah, I'm thinking of actually meditating more because my mind wanders and makes me think of all these great ideas I want to do, and it kind of limits my ability to do them. The more you think of new ideas, the less you can do the things right in front of you. What I can't talk about my IQ. It's at this point it's irrelevant. You're a big CBD user, yeah. We went into our local CBD provider, a pet store, and they were having a big blowout sale. And we asked them if they could get a discount on CBD oil. And no, we don't discount CBD oil. Give me a break, man. Hang on, Sloopy. Yeah, Sloopy's really a big part of our show, too. We first introduced the Sloopy experience, what, 4 years ago? 5 years ago, yeah. And ever since, it's been a nonstop dance machine. Apparently, this one woman made the perfect dance moves in the 1970s. And ever since, she's in her 80s now, but ever since, Sloopy has been an icon around the world and has gained international exposure. And it's just this one move with her body that just everybody loves. I think it's somewhere between Madonna and the opposite of Madonna. It's that simple move. Watch. Under 8 seconds, mind you, but she definitely had that move that men seem to like, you know. I think it's maternalistic that they like looking at her at some way, you know. And then it's also this fantasy thing. Are you going to give me another break?
Sure.
Okay, well, on a...
Just a minute.
Yeah, we don't want to in any way appear disrespectful toward women. I don't watch who the person is. That's T. Rucker. T. Rucker is Ghost. He faked his death 2 or 3 times. I mean, the guy will do anything to pull views away from our show. And he just took it as an opportunity. Mark tasked him to do it. T. Rucker was a guy who had a show on for about a year and a half. Mark hired the guy and his wife, Amanda, who then split up with him, and now Amanda's some sort of a cam girl. Yeah, chat's fixed now. So T. Rucker decided to fake his death. Instead of coming back on screen, he's just using a voice modulator and pretending to be a different person. The Bob Seger chick, you have to wait till midnight to see that, guest 678. She's great. Yeah, but you got to do the midnight show. I stay here till 1 in the morning now. We close down at 1 in the morning Pacific time because I want to see people on the East Coast to get to bed before the sun rises. I don't want you to stay up so late. I'm thinking about everybody's sleep health right now. And I had to make a decision to not stay up till 2 in the morning. I felt better last night. I got to bed earlier. I'll be doing the same tonight. Thank you. Makes a difference, I'll tell you. That 1 hour shift.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Okay, everybody. Here's Sarah for another second round of candid conversation and, real talk with Americans. Sarah and I are both Americans, and we would love to chat with you about anything under the sun.
So Friday, though, you're just going to have like a 6 to 8 show, correct?
Yeah, Friday I'm doing a 6 to 8 show. We've got a modified schedule because we've got some activities we're doing. So Friday will be only a 6 to 8 show, but I don't plan on I don't even know about a Saturday show yet. We're still trying to bring the Saturday show back. We haven't yet because it's so difficult to. We got a lot of things going on right here.
Yeah, summer's not over, so I like to have some time with David.
So what I'm going to do is move this over here,
That's
and then move this over here, and then shrink the screen so you can look at it there. Now I also have a Periscope running here.
Oh, you could put it up there.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I don't need that, so we can go back to this. This is the best place to watch. This Cool Rock thing worked out fantastic for the bypassing of the VPN blockers. I am so amazed. It's almost divine intervention that I created Cool Rock when I did.
That's good.
Because without it, people wouldn't even be able to access our show right now. Mark has all these filters preventing people from coming into the show now.
What happened? I feel like there was the chat here, but then it disappeared.
I don't know. Sometimes it'll just clear. So hi. I'll be back. Thank you, guys.
Okay. Does Sarah jog? No, I have really bad feet, so I don't jog anymore. We're thinking of we need to do some work on our swim spa to get it up and running. It had a little issue, so gonna work on that so then I can do some swimming. David likes to swim in lakes. I like to swim in pools. We both would like to swim in our swim spa because then David can regulate his own how much bromine and things like that go into that. Hello, pirate. Yes, no snail bugs in freshwater lakes. Hello, Add the One. Nice to see you. Shout out to the 1.5 viewers. You're talking to 1 in 7 living humans on Earth. Pretty amazing. Hello, Maxed Out Credit. Closing to 60-year-old senior citizens need more sleep. Believe me, you know. Okay. Yeah, I think just people in general need more sleep. And sleep has been one of the things that has been shown to prolong life is getting enough sleep. I know ideally I like to sleep like 10 hours a day, but I don't do that mostly, especially not during the school year. So you actually don't believe it. That's how unbelievable it is. I agree with you. I don't believe it either. My hair looks extra silky and healthy. You're jealous. I'm sorry. It is pretty healthy. It is pretty silky. What have I been using lately? Well, I do like this leave-in conditioner. I didn't use it lately though. Infusium leave-in conditioner. But you're gonna live forever, Maxed Out Credit, and take drugs to stay awake? No. Yeah, if I could, I would sleep 10 hours a day. You do 2 hours naps. 2-hour naps do work wonders. You don't have to deal with the melatonin accumulating during the whole day. That's an interesting thing. Also, if you are someone who feels like they have to be productive and you're like groggy after a 2-hour nap, I'll tell you one thing I learned about in this book called When by Daniel Pink. It was that this thing called Nappuccino, he called it, coined by Daniel Pink. Good job, Daniel. Anyway, it's when you drink like a coffee beverage. For me, I do some kind of chocolate. Then you set your alarm for like 20-25 minutes and you take a nap. And the thing is that the coffee that you drink, it takes 20 minutes for your body to absorb it and kick it into gear. Or to kick into your body. So actually when you wake up, that's when the coffee is like kicking into your body. So it's like a super power nap and you don't wake up groggy. You wake up like ready to take on the world. So I think I'm going to start doing that when I get back into school, come home and do some kind of power nap. But that, because I've always come in and I'm like, but if I take those power naps, that might be good. What's the temperature where I'm at? Let's look. I bet has been around 78, which is pretty amazing because I was gone. As you all know, we went on our trip and it was hot everywhere else. Right now, at this time of day, it's 66 degrees Fahrenheit where I live. 73% humidity. My goodness, that is a lot of humidity. Oh. Yeah, drink coffee first, then you take a nap. The nap is only for 25 minutes, not 2 hours. I know, it's weird. My highlights are gone. You would think I'd have more highlights in the summer, but I think I've kind of been staying out of the sun. But yeah. 83 degrees Fahrenheit and 33% humidity there. Wow. Thank you, Add the One. That's such a great compliment. You enjoy seeing us and we enjoy and enjoy ending your night with us. Oh, that's such a great compliment. I know I do think of you as a friend. I know you don't comment a whole lot in the show, but your presence here is warm and welcoming to my heart. Okay, Dr. Meow, before your nap, drink 5 glasses of water. Oh. Well, one of the things I am going to work on too is drinking 3 8-ounce cups of water when I first wake up in the morning. I haven't been doing it lately, but I tell you, when I really felt like the best is when I'd wake up in the morning, drink 3 glasses of water, like room temperature water, no ice, just room temperature water on an empty stomach, because you're rehydrating after your fast of the evening sleep, so it's rehydrating your body. And usually, like, I was one of those people for a long time. I was like, water, like just plain old boring water, like I didn't really want to drink it, but it feels so good first thing in the morning. And then I would eat a pretty healthy breakfast, well, at least a bowl of cereal, and then Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, you're like 3 hours later than me, and it's still 78 degrees outside. The sun's already down where you are. The sun's up where I am. My goodness. Anyway. And then, one of the things, I think that's the one. One of the things that yeah, it's better to drink warm water than cold. The Iroquois drink before going to bed to wake up before sunup and prepare for an attack. Okay, well, I don't want to prepare for an attack. Anyway, I also felt really good when I went on like this no sugar, no pasta diet. So slowly making my way back there, but I did have some sugar today. Right now I'm wearing a t-shirt. I'm not really super happy with t-shirts. It's not really my thing. Anyway, but I wear them. It is summer. And like David said, isn't it nice that you can wear a t-shirt and walk outside and not be bitten by like 100 mosquitoes? Oh, goodness. I don't like the smell of bologna breath. That's true. I hate bologna. Hate it. The only thing as bad as bologna breath or hot dog breath or sausage breath. Italian sausages are different, but Polish sausages is garlic breath. That's the only thing. And actually I almost prefer garlic breath than all of those. Yes, actually, good point, Dr. Meow. That's another reason that you drink the water, so that it pushes everything through your system as well. Yes, it is a trend to go braless. Is it healthy to wear them? I personally think it kind of depends on your size. Like, I wear it during the day, and when I take it off at night, I'm like I can finally like let myself like relax, because it's like being cinched up like all day, cinched, and then relax. Anyway, but sometimes you gotta cinch it up. Yeah. A question came in, are bras healthy to wear? His mom always wore bras, but his old girlfriends didn't always wear bras. Is that some kind of trend to go braless? I personally...
One more down.
Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Anyway. I do like Italian sausage, but I don't like, yeah, anyway. I know. And I've always worn a bra, pretty much always. Sometimes if it's like a day of relaxation at my house, then no, I don't always. But if I'm going out in public, I put on a bra. Almost always. Anyway. Alright. So, but t-shirts, I've decided I don't really like t-shirts. I think it has to do with like the shirt. So I was thinking I'll like tuck them up like this. I like that better. I was wondering if I should like cut my t-shirts to be like almost like little shoulder pads, like superhero kind of things. That, to me, that looks way better than... Which arm looks better? The t-shirt arm or this arm? I like my arm. It's not even... I could do a little more working out, that's true, but it's not bad. You cut off your sleeves in the summer. Yeah, did I want to cut them off or maybe sew them up? Like sew them up into here. Long ago, Fonzie rolled his sleeves up. Yeah, I just feel like that's better, kind of. Or just all the way in like that. I don't know. I don't know if all the way in is good, but... But I don't like a traditional t-shirt, I've decided, and I have like a drawer full of them. So I think I do like it out like a little bit like that. Yeah. You hate the V-neck? I actually do like a V-neck. I have another t-shirt that has a V-neck and I like it, but I think I like a V-neck on women. But I don't know if I like V-necks on guys. Sometimes I do, but no, not really. But I do like a V-neck for me, for like a woman, but not necessarily a man. Yeah, I think that we should change the t-shirt to be like this. Either this or full sleeve. Like I love long sleeve t-shirts that go all the way down, like full sleeves. And I was like, do I want to take all my t-shirts and sew on longer sleeves to them? And then I tucked them under and I said, oh, that'll work too. Or maybe I'll go through and like sew them all so they're like this. Long sleeve t-shirts. Yeah, I have this one pajama shirt that I really like. It's really super comfortable. Yeah, sometimes you might be right, Max Top Credit, about the V-necks I'm in. Okay. You wear cufflinks? Okay. Yeah, cufflinks are pretty cool. Walgreens? Oh, Walgreens is going to close 200 stores in the United States. You know why? Because Walgreens bought Rite Aid. So now there are places where there's both a Rite Aid and a Walgreens serving the same community, and they have basically the same stuff. So I can see why they would close 200 stores in the United States. But my advice to Walgreens is to, if you're going to close the stores, you might want to think about closing the Rite Aid stores than the Walgreens stores. Because Walgreens, when they originally were built, I got this from the book Good to Great by Jim Collins, is they purposely found corners to build their stores, and they were in and out. And yeah, I would say I'm not a big fan of their... And then they did Rite Aid, and they kind of redesigned the Rite Aid, and I don't like the Rite Aid in my town. Well, like just the layout of the store. I actually like the people in the Rite Aid, but you saw a Coleman rain suit today that had booties, and you thought of me in the mosquito attacks? Yeah. Rite Aid, maybe they've only bought some of them. Rite Aid is owned by Walgreens, from what I've read. Maybe Rite Aid in Canada. Rite Aid in America is owned by Walgreens. Yeah, Walgreens did take over Rite Aid's, which would make sense that they would close 200 stores, but they should probably be the Rite Aid stores, because when they bought Rite Aid, the thought and care didn't go into where they were building Rite Aid. And by then, I wonder if Jean Coutu owns Walgreens as well. Okay, and they own both Walgreens and Rite Aid. Okay. $5 billion company. I do believe that. Especially they were really promoted in that Jim Collins book, From Good to Great. But yeah, that would be my advice to Jean Coutu. I wonder if he's always owned them, or if it's just, how long he's owned them. Jean Coutu. Oh, do I have to get the phone? I guess I will. Just one moment. Hello? Okay, good. It just went to the answering machine. Good. Okay. He bought them in 1973 when he bought most of them, the small independent drugstores in eastern Canada. Oh, maybe that's when they were talking about Good to Great. Maybe he was in there. Oh, he bought out your dad's drugstores, and your dad had drugstores? Wow. That's pretty cool. Yeah, my advice would be to get rid of some of the Rite Aids and just have Walgreens. I know some people have been going to Rite Aid for years and all of that, but the Walgreens is way more convenient. In my store, in my town, we have a Rite Aid and a Walgreens. They're only 2 blocks away from each other, and the Rite Aid is in this shopping mall, and the Walgreens is on a city corner block. Yes, I have heard that. Yeah. Sell or be overrun. Yeah, it's crazy. Slow-mo thinks Walgreens got hit with antitrust issues, so they bought only half of the Rite Aids. Yeah, it could be true. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think the one in my town is owned by them. Yeah, corners are more accessible because there's 2 sides to get into the store. And mine is actually, the Walgreens that they built is not just a corner, but it's a city block. So it's 2 entrances, 3 entrances. It's pretty good. Yeah, and corners are more accessible because the other one's this big long strip mall, and it's back in the corner of the strip mall, and it's not very accessible. All for naught, no longer a U.S. company. Wow. Fireflies are going extinct. I do believe that. There's a lot less of them I saw this year than in previous years. Think about it, gas is always on a corner. Usually, gas stations are usually on the corner because they're so accessible. Did I see all the wasps out there? I think David got rid of some wasp nests, but I didn't see too many wasps out in the country this year. I think I was too overwhelmed by mosquitoes, so I just stayed inside to not see any wasps. But no, not too many. The wasps are killing off all the spiders. Oh, you guys have liquor stores on the corner. Did the liquor stores sell gasoline too, or no? Just liquor? And, I mean, convenience stuff. Oh, thanks, True Blue. 10 fascinating facts about fireflies. Very cool. Really, Hog Slammer? Is that the case? Is that a... I guess I'll have to add some CBD oil to my diet, huh? Gas is $1.35. Wait, a liter today. Is it work the same for women? I guess I'll have to find out. I'll let you know. Women and men were so different. All right. Fascinating facts about fireflies. That's a good alliteration. Like all other beetles, lightning bugs have hardened forewings called elytra, which meet in a straight line down the back when in rest. In flight, fireflies hold the elytra out for balance and rely on their membranous hindwings for movement. They are the world's most efficient light producers. Chemiluminescence allows them to glow without wasting heat energy. 100% of the energy goes into making light. There's only a handful of other terrestrial insects, click beetles and railroad worms, that do that. It's used to attract prey and members of the opposite sex and warn off predators. They taste bad to birds and other potential predators. Wow. They talk to each other using light signals. That's very interesting. Thank you. Those are fascinating facts. How big are my biceps? They're not very big. I used to be much more physically fit. No, they're kind of like, this one's better, but not very big. I do have long arms, so they seem kind of skinny. Oh, long, skinny arms. I used to have really built biceps, but no, I haven't been working out, so. $6.47 a gallon where you are? Yeah, I guess I have teacher arms, that's true. Yeah, I used to do like push-ups and things like that, but not recently. A moisturizer. Okay. Oh, you have to have it with THC? I don't know about that. Oh yes, I have teacher arms, long reach, and X-ray vision. Actually, it's the eyes in the back of the head. No, I don't. Do not use David's fruit spray that he has right here in his bottle. It's green. It really is green. No, I don't use this. I don't like things to spray on my face or anywhere else on my body, pretty much. Bitcoin went up. Wow, that's pretty amazing. I know it's his fountain of youth and all that, but no. In Albania, it's $2 a liter of petrol. Multiply that times 3.78. So yeah, $6 a gallon. That's why so many people use donkeys and horses. Your current car is a Lada. Wow. What was the other stuff in here? It was... Oh, sorry. I know, sometimes I do that when I start reading something. I go into, like, I stop talking. Anyway. My girls' night out on Friday was really good. It actually ended up not being, like, a girls' night out. It was a party for a friend of mine, and she's moving from our area. It ended up being more like all of her Christian friends, yeah, were there, and like basically her church fellowship was there, and a bunch of kids, and so anyway, we gave her encouraging word. It was yeah, that's true. I did get a notice that there was a funeral this weekend for a friend of mine, but it was down in New Orleans. She passed away suddenly. Yeah. Anyway, the friend that's moving, it was like a potluck, and then had like a group picture, and then we kind of sat around in a circle and gave my friend some words of encouragement. And you're right, people do seem to be dying lately. I've had like 3 or 4 teacher friends die this year.
It's amazing how many people are compromised in our system. The immune system can only hold up to so much, and I think a lot of us underestimate the power of toxicity.
I'm not really religious. My friend is, so
Yeah.
I didn't meet her in her like Christian group, but anyway. I grew up religious, but I'm not really religious. You lost 2 people just last month. Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss. Backstop credit. There was cake there. It was key lime cake, and there was also key lime pie. And I brought some key lime pie home for David, and then he shared key lime pie. He's like, "Here, it's a little too rich for me." I gave it back to me a day later. I was like, "Oh, okay, more for me."
It's sugary.
But now I'm working on going off in sugar. I did have a cookie and a cookie today.
Yeah, that's mild on a full
But
meal. I mean,
I was on a more than full meal, double full meal.
we had a great dinner today. It was fantastic. I really enjoy the Pacific salmon. That this tribal group does the harvesting of the Pacific salmon in the pristine waters outside of our retreat here in the Northwest. For lack of a better word. Isn't this like a retreat when you think about it? When you look at all
This
the
is better
country-
than a retreat. This is like
I know.
home.
This
This
is
is
home.
home. Heaven really is what I was gonna say. This is heaven. Yeah.
We rediscovered how beautiful it is here. That's the best thing about the trip is you see how horrid it is. It was 99 degrees in the middle of Virginia, 99% humidity. And I said to Sarah, I said, I don't know how anyone could live here.
It does say that it's 73% humidity here.
Yeah, I find that
The
hard to
weather.
believe. Yeah.
But you know, it's all about the coolness of the temperature. Anyway. Yeah.
I'm very serious about running for president. It's too bad you guys can't get behind what I'm doing. Yeah, you're so out of it. You're a Democrat or Republican.
I
You don't
agree.
get the whole
Yeah.
purpose of a third party. These people just don't get it. They come in here acting like I'm not serious. But no one has put so much energy into a show that I have around the world. No one has dedicated their time so much to daily exposure to the two-party corruption and how important a third party is than I have.
Yeah.
We don't need to use a dehumidifier. It's pretty mild here.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, is because we don't really have hot weather, we don't feel the humidity like in other places where it's 95%, 95 degrees. All right, I'm going to take off, and I agree.
You got the
Thanks
night.
for bringing me back home.
You're welcome. Yeah, I'm glad you made it home safe and sound. We had a long trip. You need a good rest too. Enjoy. Maybe use that foot fixer too. Don't forget to fire up the.
Yeah, maybe so. So cool.
Oh, that was a big meal. Yeah. Well, I take advantage of a good buffet. I'll tell you that. I always eat the best quality food there. I don't eat the potato salad. You can fill up on mac and cheese, and you don't even get into the good stuff. I like bagels, yeah. I like wheat bagels better than white bagels. I don't know. I think Swiss chard is going to be on the menu, Max, no matter what, because I have a ton of it from Sarah's garden. Organic Swiss chard. Yeah, mac and cheese. You love mac and cheese. I made a 5-minute mac and cheese on the road. It was amazing. We have these Annie's organic packages that have organic cheese and organic pasta in it. Swiss barf? Oh. Swiss chard. No. It's Swiss chard, not Swiss barf. Yeah. I don't think you can get Swiss barf on the open market. Yeah. It's probably pretty expensive to buy any type of barf if you're into barf. I don't think you can find any barf. Yeah. Psychobehavior, finally. Access to chat was not connected for 90 minutes. Another Mark Vaughn censorship. Yep. Well, you guys are finally seeing it firsthand, what I've been experiencing over the past 6 years. Yeah. Psychobehavior now experiencing censorship. After all, you didn't take my word for it before, but you can see how they really are afraid of the growth of the centrist movement. Parsley, sage, rosemary. I ended the show last night with the Simon and Garfunkel, Sound of Silence. Yeah. Well, Dr. Mo, Mark is buying new things all over the place. It's not about Mark's new toys and how much money he's making censoring me. It's really about karmic payback and what it's all going to mean for Mark. Yeah, I don't know. But I can tell you it's not pleasant. Yeah, when somebody does bad things, it catches up to you. I don't think there's an extreme amount of growth on either side of the left or the right. I think there's more centrists than ever before. We just have to communicate with each other and tell people about a third party. Max, we still haven't verified the address you gave me on Mark, that he bought a new property next to his current bar in New Orleans. I'm having a hard time pinning that down. That's quite all right, Add the One. I'm glad you enjoy your night with us. We're here for free. I'm not here for personal gain. So as you know, these people who are trying to stop me are throwing a hellacious amount of money against Mark. And the viewership continues to roll out worldwide because people love the show. I'm a very likable person, and so is Sarah. And our philosophy toward improving the country with hybrid capitalism will truly revolutionize this nation, and maybe other countries might follow suit. I don't want to tell them what to do, though, unlike the current regime, which wants to go around telling other countries what to do. I'm more of a non-interventionist, and I believe that the future of the world is not a global world government, unlike what you've been told. I believe it's still the same old, what we've had right now is a nation-state model. We'll always come to the same table like at the UN to make decisions, but it's been proven that individual regions are solvable over large areas of property. And considering corruption seems to reign supreme within humankind, there is a tendency for extreme corruption at the highest level. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And that's a problem. So I believe in the nation-state model versus a new world order or global world authority. That effort to try to oppress us is happening right now, and they're using the two parties to do it. So the more we vote like herd of animals, Democrat or Republican, the more likely they're going to control the future of the world and the U.S. in the process. I don't think that's something we want, and I don't think anyone in the rest of the world wants that either. So that's why this third party is getting a lot of mileage out there, people talking about it. Well, I don't really care where Mark is or what he's doing, because frankly, the censorship has been exhausting on a lot of our supporters tonight. Well, I'm glad that AOC likes my ideas. I don't dislike the concept that she's raising about the concentration camps down in the South. I think our border is like a concentration camp right now. I believe she's right. I've been saying it too. But I don't really trust AOC on many different levels. I'm not sure who funded her. I don't like the social justice Democrats for simple reasons that they take a lot of corporatist money to support the leftist philosophy. We know that we cannot possibly allow our country to shift towards socialism and communism. We know that. It'll completely stall this already ailing economy. I don't know if I am in any way related to the 13th century Count of Sponheim, Germany. No. No, my family left Germany in the 12th century. Yeah. He was born after that. I don't believe I'm in any way related to him. We left the Sponheim Castle in 1100 AD. Or thereabouts. I think it was 1130 that we departed the castle. I don't mind saying that, it's certainly a historic area. That's Sponheim, the town of Sponheim in the Rhineland. Here's the castle. Yeah, this is the placard outside of the castle. And there is the castle, yeah. That's where all the enemies were stored. It's an amazing castle, too. It's very well built. Der Rheinderburger Sponheim. 1127, I think this date is. Yes, that's when my family left the castle. Anyway, workmanship and all, it's certainly still standing, right? Casshole. Yeah, the Casshole. Yeah, there are still descendants of the Count Judenberg in Germany. But like I said, my family predates the Count. We are splintered relatives, but not from the same line of blood. How many times will that ad come over your screen? It's annoying, Mark. Why are you guys fighting with Mark? Why don't you just migrate to iBlog? What's wrong with you people? Don't you realize Mark gets paid to keep people from going into your show? Well, if you can get photos, that'd be great. Is Ilhan Omar having an affair with this Democratic strategist? Let's take a look. We know she married her brother, and that this story is not being pursued by the president for some reason. But again, she wouldn't even qualify for U.S. citizenship if this story was pursued by the president, but it shows you how feckless and non-powerful or impotent the president is. She's been getting up and close with Tim Minette at a secluded eateria, who has constantly been by her side. He left his physician wife and was paid $250K by her campaign. Wow. Wow, so he's hanging with her. Hanging with Ilhan. The intimate dinner came to light days after the Daily Mail revealed Omar had recently split with her husband Ahmed Hairsi, the father of her 3 children. What about her brother, who's gay? She married. She's been carrying on with Minette, a campaign fundraising expert, for several months. Wow. So the Muslim lady is nesting with the core of Midwest politics and how to get money from farmers. And I think we got a problem right here in River City. I have no problems with Muslims living in America, so I have a plan that if we're going to have to deal with the sanctuary city problem that the Democrats have created, why not just open up Dearborn, Michigan to all the illegal aliens? You know, not Muslims per se, but maybe Catholicos from Mexico? See, increase the mix in that region. It's not quite like gerrymandering. It's just, you know, if we're going to look at a Muslim takeover of Michigan, let's bring on the illegals. Bring on the illegals. We're gonna have a good time. What do you think? You like the idea? Isn't that great? It is placenta time. Really. This is not placenta. This is fruit enzyme. Have you heard of Sounds of Silence Disturbed? Well, let me check it out. King of Truth. It's amazing. Master Meatball says he's banned at Vaughn. Yeah, I'm telling you, you guys have been censored left and right. Disturbed Sounds of Silence reaction. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Namaste, America, namaste.
I'll look at that a little bit later. Gracias. See, I'm not sure what the hell that is, but yes, the 10th century, correct. There was the 4th Judenberg von Sponheim. I don't know who it was, but I can tell you I don't want to watch it right now. Yeah, I'll use an alias at Vaughn. Well, that's cool, max out. I don't know what it is, but I don't want to know. You know what I'm saying? Don't ask me exactly who it is. I'll check out the original video by Disturbed. Okay. Well, what about linking me, King of Truth? Republican Danielle Stella aiming to unseat Ilhan Omar charged with a felony. There you go. I still think Donald Trump should just virtually greyhound every illegal alien right into Dearborn, Michigan. Yeah, if they want to be a sanctuary state, bring it. But they should mostly be Mexicans and South Americans. They're so much nicer, the Catholicos. See? No problemo. They want to have children too, you know. Like the Muslim people, they are, you know, trying to propagate our families. It's a Disturbed SOS video, very old. Okay. But thank you, grazie, mille grazie. But I don't need a first class ticket to Italy. The Pope can watch me in the real time right now. We're welcome to the modern world. Oh, this is good. 545 million hits. How could I not want to watch that? Unfortunately, they'll monetize me if I play it right now. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to be with you again. You know, one of my darkest days in life, tragic really, one of the most fun I've ever had one day, all culminating in my fingernail being ripped off. Willie Pickles, David, this is getting serious. It took me an hour to get in your room. They be infringing on your First Amendment rights. Willie, I've been saying I've been censored for the past 6 years. Thanks for getting onto the program. Now you understand what we're dealing with. Thank you. Yeah, I was at a UCLA. Friends of mine had just gone out. We'd been to the beach that night. We literally slept on the beach. It was the most fun night I think I've ever had in my life. And woke up, and I still know one of those people, but the other person I lost touch with. A woman. But we woke up, and then we were having such a good time. I was like horsing around with a market basket, and damn if it didn't fall, and I tripped over it, and my nail came right off, my left fingernail. Boom. Like fingernail torture. Well, she was there. I didn't touch her, thank goodness. But yeah, we were like just having a great time. You do that when you're in your 18, 19-year-old period. Anyway, I'm at ER at the medical center at UCLA because I was a student there. And I look up, and I right looking straight at me is Art Garfunkel. And we're like connecting, you know, like doing a mind connect here. Ooh. And then I heard that song in my mind, Hello Darkness, my old friend. And it was just such a weird moment. He was in another area through another window looking straight at me. I don't know, is he gay? That's why people usually look at me. Exclusive. Ilhan Omar splits with her husband and moves into a luxury penthouse as she heads for a second divorce with father of her 3 children. She needs to be charged with marrying her brother. No, you see me saying that. Every time you say it, I look like a Jim Carrey. Every time I show you the picture, he look terrible now. You know, like a me. He look weird. I look much better. I have a much more unique face. And actually, I'm 2 years older than him, too. I think Jim Carrey's kind of fallen by the wayside, man. What's going on with that? Hello, darkness, my old friend. I mean, I can tell I've hit the skids, buddy. I mean, what happened to the time when he used to talk out of the butt? You know, he's talking to the butt, Mr. Pet Detective. Oh, sorry. No, I don't look a bit like him. That's ridiculous. And thank goodness I don't. I look like Chevy Chase in the early days. No, I don't. Nope. Chevy Chase is still hanging in there. He's changed his look quite a bit ever since he gained 500 pounds. But, yeah, I mean, he had a cleft chin. I don't have a cleft chin. Can we talk about something less superficial than my face? Chevy Chase. In the good old days. He really was funny at one time. He tried to start a show as a talk show host, but it didn't work out. Because he found out he had nothing to say. And if he did have something to say, he didn't say it. And that's the way it is. I suppose. I don't look a bit like him. All right, we're done with that. Truth Tuesday should be about revealing the truth about false flaggery, not discussing facial lookalikes. No, he's not funny at all. In fact, you just got muted. Thank you, Pittoro. I work on my Italian accent. The women dig it. Hello, you look very beautiful. May I touch your hand? I've had Rock Hudson, you know, he tried to hit on me 6 weeks before he died. Yeah, it was so creepy, walking right up to me going, it was just creepy, beyond creepy. He smelled like death. I said false flaggery. It's been happening for some time now. Okay, Maxwell, thank you for the tip on Ilhan Omar and her husband, but frankly, I don't care. When she married her brother, everything kind of went south on it. Why isn't she being prosecuted? Well, let's be clear. Did you hear Obama was calling for an end to racism in America? Well, if he stops being a racist, that'd be great. There she is with her gay husband. Or is that her real husband who's straight? Is that her brother? I don't know. I think it could be. You know, I really don't want to know more about this. It's kind of like, please take this away from my screen, Dave. Thanks. It's darkening my day. And now she's hanging with this guy right here. Y'all look like a movie star. That's what I'm talking about. They were seen going out to the club like that. Who's this? Minette is now living alone in an apartment. It's about a 10-minute drive from where he previously lived with his wife, Beth Minette. This is Beth. He left Beth for Ilhan Omar. Whoa. Oh no, man. This is weird, man. I'd be pissed if I were Beth. Yeah. That's intense, dude. Hey, one of the reasons why we've been not seeing a lot of a certain somebody, by the way, is Scissor Fight has been working nonstop. He's got all kinds of business going on. Yeah. Now, Pete Buttpig says white supremacy could be the end of America. What, the end of gay America, maybe, but not America. Well, let's be clear. Pete Buttgig, South Bend mayor, says this is the only issue that almost ended this country amid controversy over Trump's racist remarks. Oh, come on. The Democrats haven't done diddly squat to prosecute the Russian involvement in conspiracy. Yet he's making a big issue about a racist statement, which wasn't even racist, saying people should just go back to where they came from. I'm sorry, but I side with Donald Trump on this one. And Pete Buttplug can go back to where he came from. Mr. Political Correct Land, gayness. He believes that gayness is somehow justified in the Bible. Hey, Sunstar, welcome to the show. Someone should read about the gay parables in the Bible. He was attacking Ted Cruz for his, indiscretions. It's like, talking about the pot calling the kettle black. That is Leviticus 18 and 20. And Sodom and Gomorrah is mentioned. Yes. Chapters 18 and 20 of Leviticus claim that this is the holiness code. It prohibits forms of intercourse, including ye shall not lie with a male as with a woman. It is an abomination. If a man lies with a male as with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood is upon them. Hey, if you're in New Jersey or California, please disregard what I just said, because I'm not trying to scare you straight, okay? The Bible and homosexuality. I realize that Pope Francis is against homosexuality, but he hasn't done enough to stop the homosexual pedophiles within the ranks of the Vatican. Well, listen, if you're gay, I don't care what you want to do. I don't even care if you believe in God. I mean, geez, be an atheist for all I care. Yeah, exactly. I don't care what you want to believe in. I believe in your right to freely believe whatever you want. But I'm not here to condemn you if you're gay, but come on, if you're going to use gayness as some sort of a biblical expression, There is no biblical expression to back up this behavior. Yeah, no prez for you. Somebody tried to call these things chemtrails or not chemtrails. Yeah, they're idiots. Okay. Don't eat people. I didn't know red flag bill was being proposed. Hey, good to see you, still hippers. How are ya? I think you're a sick puppy there, no prez for you. We may just ban you for being weird. We don't joke about people like that eating each other. Okay, if you're having problems with your sex life and you're reaching the point where you're frustrated, it's not unusual. Yes. So some people are turning to cannabis oil for their vaginal itch. I know. Can you imagine? This person tried cannabis lube for sex, and now it's my vagina's cure-all moisturizer. Isn't that special? Okay, don't purchase a THC-based product unless you have a medical card, especially if it's not legal, but apparently this lube has become very, very successful for a lot of ladies. Next. Sorry, I didn't expect that story to be right in front of my face. No, I was just in Washington, D.C. I'm sorry, we couldn't have dinner there. I only ate with the U.S. military. Yes. Turns out I was in the middle of a mess hall and I was eating with our men in blue. All right. I don't know. All I know is that CBD oil has a lot of beneficial effects. I had no idea it prevented relief from vagina problems. As you know, I don't have a vagina. Last I checked. Gosh, can you believe this? All this because of a stupid false flag. Yeah, we're done with butt plug. There we go. Okay. Yeah, lawmakers are pushing for red flag laws to take guns away from people in crisis. You're having a bad day and, you know, you have a registered firearm. Oh, they call you in for a 5150. You no longer can have a gun ever again. That's what these right-wing and left-wing people are doing. Trump's behind it too. I'm not going to add CBD oil in chemtrails, no. I want to end chemtrails. No, I can't play any songs that are monetized by YouTube. This is a big outlay of emotion here for the people that allegedly died in El Paso and Dayton. But Trump is now calling for an expansion of state laws that temporarily prevent someone in crisis from buying or possessing a gun. See the slippery slope Trump's got you right-wingers on? Now you're going toward gun control. How about that, huh? I told you about Trump. He'll flip on you. I warned you. Bernie Sanders is an outright moocher and a commie and has no real plan to save the country. Just talks through his ass most of the time. I mean, it's like one fart sound versus another. There's no substance with Bernie Sanders. He doesn't have a plan to save the nation like I do. Chemtrails are causing your wife to not reach orgasm?